joining me for this restorative practice. Restorative poses are meant to be used with different props for support. You can do some of these poses without the props if you wish, but the different props and things you use are there designed to help your body be supported so that you can relax into the poses better. So comfort is a key point. You can use a yoga bolster such as this, or any kind of different cushions that you have. This is more like a yoga bolster shape, but softer couch cushions. Grab yourself a selection of different cushions because you might want to play around a bit and find what's most comfortable for you in the poses. You can also use blocks. Smaller blankets or yoga towels can be good for padding certain areas like knees and hips, and other blankets again for padding, also for covering yourself up. So when you're not moving as much in a practice, you could get a bit colder. So make sure if you've not got those things, pause the video, go off, get yourself a selection of all the things that you think will make you feel more comfortable in the poses. So this practice is designed to help relax the system, the nervous system, bringing you a sense of calm and relaxation, and helping to release any tensions, physical tensions and emotional tensions you may be holding in the body. Okay, so before we get into the more restorative poses that will hold for longer, I'm just going to do a short seated warm-up just to help loosen off any tensions or stiffness in the body. So coming to a comfortable cross-legged seat, and just take a moment to settle in, closing the eyes if you wish, allowing the breath to settle, inviting those longer, deeper breaths, just following the inhalation and the exhalation. The expansion and the softening. Allowing the mind and the body to settle. And then we inhale, arms up. Take this nice and slow. Exhale, stretching over to the side, opening up through the side body and the shoulder. Inhaling up. Exhale, stretching over the other way. Repeat that on each side. Stretching out through the fingers, feeling stretch across the side ribs of the body. Inhaling up, exhale, twist, round to the right. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale up, twist it round to the left. Couple of breaths. Back to centre. Inhale, take the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. Stretching out through the front of the body, through the chest and the throat. Just lifting the chin a little, squeezing the shoulder blades. And then exhale, rounding it forwards. One more time. Inhale, stretching out through the front of the body. And exhale, rounding forward, stretching out through the back. As a little like a cat stretch, which we can do a seated cat-cow. So again, inhale, opening up through the chest, expanding the chest. Exhale, cat stretch, tucking the chin, rounding it in. Inhale, exhale. Just do a couple more of those. Your own flow. And then we can take that into a circle. So as we inhale, we come forwards. Exhale, we roll it back. Taking it round in a nice big circle. Loosening up our spine, our hips, the shoulders. Letting go tension. Take it back around the other way. Easing off any stiffness we might have from the day. Come back to centre. Just pause here, closing the eyes again if you wish. Bring your awareness back to the breath. And then we'll do our restorative poses. And then we're going to come into our second to last pose, which is a supported bridge. So come round to sitting, and then you're going to come to lying down with your knees up. Typical bridge pose. We will be like this, and we may be moving dynamically in and out of the pose, or just holding it for a few breaths. So we're going to stay in this one for longer, but we're going to support underneath us. You might want to support underneath the back of your head and neck, and then get your other cushions or bolsters, supporting under the back of your hips. Play around to make this as high or as high as you'd like it. Feel free to cover your legs with a blanket if you're starting to feel a little cool. Just play around with your cushions. Find a position where you have some elevation in your hips that works for you. You can use blocks underneath cushion and blanket as well if you wanted to raise the hips that bit higher, a bit more of a defined support. The thing with these poses and using the different props is to play around and find what feels good for you, and that will be different at different times. So each time you do anything like this, don't feel you have to do it one set way. Just work with your comfort range at any given time. Allow your awareness to come back to the breath. Your attention to those points of contact between your body and the ground. Soles of your feet, support supported, back of your hips, lower back. Upper back and shoulders, back of the head. The forearms and hands. All those areas of contact that you can just soften into, knowing you're supported by the ground, by your props. Inviting the body to melt down, releasing anything that's still holding any tension, tightness. Feel free to stay in the pose a little longer if you're comfortable there. The thing with any of these types of postures, you can stay in them for as long as you like, really. You could just choose to do supported bridge and this last one, legs up the wall, and do each one for 10 minutes or more, just doing those two poses. So the choice is yours. So for our last pose, I'm just going to bring the mat round, lining it up with the wall. For our legs up the wall. Legs up the wall pose, really good for releasing tensions in the body. It's good for circulation. We spend a lot of our time upright on our feet, particularly if you have a job where you're on your feet all day. This is a really nice one to let go of that tension. So a great one to do before bed as well. Just, in the bedroom, a bit of wall space in your bedroom. So again, we bring our mat up to the wall, putting on any amount of props you want against the wall. You can just lie flat on the floor. You might like to have a little bit of extra padding under you. You might like to have some padding for your head. And then you just need to shuffle your hips in towards the wall, walking your hips in. Adjusting your support. Try and scooch right into the edge of the wall. You'll bring the hips in, close to the wall, bring your legs straight up the wall. You can play around, have them a little bit more open, or feet together, or just slightly widen the hip width apart. And again, if you want to use your blanket for a bit more cover while you're here, just tucking that in. You can either let your hands rest down by your sides, palms uppermost, or you can have your hands resting on your lower ribs, sides of your abdomen. It's quite nice to have them resting just lightly on your abdomen as you follow that rise and fall with the inhale and the exhale. Again, just be aware of the contact under your back and your back of your hips. The back of the head. Letting those areas soften down. Being held and supported by the ground. Means you can fully relax. It'd be nice to just take a partial body scan here. Starting at the top of the head, the forehead, just letting the tension that you might be holding in your forehead, or the area around the eyes, just let that muscles around the eyes and the temples soften and release. And the same with the muscles around your mouth and your jaw, where you can hold a lot of tension. Just letting the muscles of the face and the jaw release, soften, melting down. Same with the shoulders and the arms. The back and the chest. And the hips. See if you can let go of any tightness you're still holding in the hips and the lumbar spine. As the muscles in your legs release a little, you might find your feet slightly move occasionally. As your sort of muscles drop down with gravity. That's fine. As all the muscles and tension, physical tensions in your body relax, Try and allow your mind to do the same. Try and let go of things you're holding, thoughts, the stresses. When thoughts do come into the mind, just notice them, let them pass. No need to engage or hold any of these thoughts. Just let them be like passing clouds across the sky. Come into your field of view, and then they just pass away again. Just allowing yourself to be here in the present moment. As much about mental relaxation and release as it is the physical tensions. Feel free by all means to stay in the pose longer. If you're ready to come out, then just lift your hips, remove props from underneath, walk yourself away from the wall. Maybe nice to come onto your side. Just take a few moments on your side to adjust. Don't feel like you need to come out of one of these poses, particularly when you're holding them for a bit longer. And quickly sit up. Just take it nice and slow and gradual. Bringing yourself back up to a seated position when you're ready to do so. You might like to just end your practice by just closing the eyes. Just following the breath. Just recognizing this place of peace and calm that is within you. Knowing that you can come to this in the present moment whenever you feel the need. Thank you for joining me for this practice, and I hope you found it nice and relaxing.